Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Darksiders 3. This time I'm going to show you the location of all 6 Essence of a Chosen. 5 of the Essence of a Chosen are guarded by secret bosses, and the 6th one is purchasable from Vulgrim after you defeat Wrath in the Scar. So, the first Essence of a Chosen is guarded by the Flame Warden boss, and he is encounterable in the Hollows very early on in the game. There is a crawl space in the room directly after the first sniper. Crawl through that crawl space, and then you can flip this switch to open a secret door. And the Flame Warden is at the top of this room here. Or the room that I'm going to show you, rather. So, what I do want to say is that, 5 of these are guarded by secret bosses. The bosses are more or less enemies that you encounter in the game anyway. Just beefed up versions with a lot of health, and they deal a lot of damage, of course, since they are bosses. None of them are terribly hidden, with the exception of maybe the Templar of the Damned, only because the underwater area of this game can get very confusing. But if you're good at the combat of this game, then you really shouldn't have too much trouble. They might take a couple attempts each, but by the end of the game, I was killing these things on the first attempt. In any event, the Flame Warden is right here. He is inactive when you enter the room, then he becomes active, but you just want to get as close as possible to him so he doesn't use any of these range abilities. But once you kill him, he will drop your first Essence of a Chosen, and then you will receive the trophy One of the Chosen. So, the next one that we're going to go after is in the Bonelands. After you push Gluttony into the hole, into the underwater area, I suggest spawning from this Vulgrim point and then going in this direction. I just cut out a 12-second load right there. This game's load times, even after patch 1.04, are still insane. But you want to proceed to this area. Don't forget to pick up this small lurcher cache here. You can't exactly see it or hear it when you enter this area. But you do want to use these tempests, or these hurricanes or tornadoes or whatever they are, to float across. And then you need to solve a quick puzzle. There's just a lot of enemies to deal with, but once you reach the top of the warehouse, you want to push this monster, I forget its name, over to the entrance of the warehouse, climb on top of it, and then double jump up to the roof, and then you will gain access to the top section of the warehouse. Now, the boss that we're going to fight here is the Corrupted Tome Keeper, and he is at the top of this container here. So once you get on top of the container, go up to the room and fight him. He is incredibly easy. He's the easiest one of the 5. You want to hit these orbs that he's summoning, and then that will stun him, and you can just deal damage. And you can just repeat this process over and over and over and over, and he will die. You can kill him in under a minute. But he will drop your second Essence of a Chosen. For the third Essence of a Chosen, we need to proceed to the underwater area and equip the Force Hollow in order to sink to the bottom. And then we are going to go to the left in the main room. We're going to go to the left all the way down. We're going to kill some enemies, and then we are going to fight the Templar of the Damned. So, the Templar of the Damned is a tough enemy because he has a shield. So if you remember in the Bonelands, when you fought one of the angels, or that angel encounter, that mini-boss, he's very, very similar. If you want to practice this boss without dying too much to him, there is a normal version of him in this underwater area, so just go find him. I really do recommend using the Storm Hollow against this guy and using your Wrath ability, because he can hold up his shield for a while, but the storms can still hit him while he's holding his shield because they can hit from behind. So it's very, very helpful to use that. He deals a lot of damage. He can even hit you with his shield, so watch out for anything glowing, and be sure to dodge his attacks to the best of your ability. At about 50%, he will set himself on fire and start dealing even more damage, so just take care of him as best you can. And then he will drop your third Essence of a Chosen. So, up next, we have Agony. Agony is in the beginning of the game, but once you have the Stasis Hollow and the Force Hollow, you can reach him. So, you want to climb to the top of this elevator shaft, and then pick up the Angelic Artifact on this corpse. And then you want to equip the Force Hollow and move along this top wall. Agony is very similar to one of the early major enemies in this game. I don't know all the enemy names. There's no bestiary in this game, and I don't own the guide. But he's obviously very similar to the early enemies in the game. But he does a lot of damage and, of course, has a lot of health because he is a boss. So just be very careful when fighting him. He's very tough. He's probably the hardest out of all of them, with the exception of maybe the Grok, but he's just tough because he deals a ton of damage and is a little bit unpredictable. But he will drop your 4th Essence of a Chosen, and now we need to go to the Scar. The boss in the Scar is reachable towards the end of this section. He's actually in the last area before you encounter the 2nd tornado. So what I'm going to show you now is how to get to him using... I have a door open is what I'm trying to say. I have a door open that you may not, but it's not a huge deal. If you don't have the door open that I do, you can proceed through the crawl space that this enemy here is guarding. So we'll kill him real fast, but you can see the red glow around that crawl space. If you don't have this door open here, you can go through that crawl space and just follow the conveyor belts up, and you will get to where I'm going to be. Yeah, you'll get into this room if you just follow that conveyor belt up. So what you want to do is in this room, use the stasis rune to climb along the rocks, and then get onto this moving platform along this, I don't know if it's a conveyor belt or I'm not sure what you would call it, like a ski lift kind of thing. Once you do that, quit the Flame Hollow, and then you want to go to the left section. You'll see my bloodstain over there in the distance. That's where this boss is, so he's not really hidden at all if you're just exploring. But this is the Grok, and unfortunately there's not too many other enemies like him to fight. So this really is like the one boss of these 5 hidden bosses. So he will take a bunch of attempts. He moves really slow. Similar to Avarice, he does have a delayed overhead smash, so be very careful with that and do your best to dodge that. But once he falls, he will drop your 5th Essence of a Chosen, and then after you defeat Wrath, you'll be able to purchase the 6th one from Vulgrim. When you upgrade your 1st enhancement to Balanced, you will get the trophy Can You Restore the Balance? And then after you upgrade 5 enhancements to Balanced, you will get the trophy Balance in All Things. So, I hope this guide has helped you. These bosses aren't easy. If you're having any difficulty, please leave a comment on this video and I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more Darksiders 3 guides, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new ones go live. And yeah, I guess that's it. Alright, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.